Hey everyone, how are y'all doing today? So ignore my eye. My face is getting better, but my eye is still a little. Okay, so I thought I would show y'all how to make signs today. So we're gonna do that. Hi Kim. All right, so let me get us set up here. Okay. So this is Creative Studio. It's something that comes with the Sawgrass machines. Now, I prefer the older Creative Studio, so that's what we're going to look at. We're actually going to use the older Creative Studio just because I really like it. And I am going to tell you some of the places I get my supplies because I know I've been getting a lot of those questions. So hold on, I'm just getting my channel up so I can see your comments. So how are y'all doing today? Y'all doing okay? All right. So I told y'all, oh, awesome. I told y'all, well, the picture is actually my screen. So that's what you're seeing right now. But I had told y'all that I was going to show y'all how here, let me show you. So how I design like a sign to match this, right? So this is a ribbon I found I really like. It has the black and white and it has little lemons on it. So we're going to do one like this. I think we're going to try to do one like this. So this one is sunflowers. And then we've got ladybugs. See, so several of them have this black and white, and I have a black and white background. So we're going to use that. I've got cactus. So I think this one's going to be really fun. So I'm going to show you kind of how I do signs and like some of the things that I think of when I'm making my signs, because I know a lot of people would like to start making stuff like this. So I'm going to show you what I do. All right. So when I do this, it's going to share my computer screen so you can see the program that I work in to make the signs. Okay, so the program is called Creative Studio. It comes with your Sawgrass. So Sawgrass is one of the companies that makes sublimation machines. All right, so they have two sizes. Well, they're about to have a third, but right now they have two sizes. They have the 400, which is a smaller machine, and they have the 800. So the 400 will do like 8.5. That's about as wide as it's going to get. And the 800 will do 13. So that's as wide as it will get. Just so you'll keep that in mind when you're thinking about the kind of signs you're going to make. So the way this works is you start out by selecting a template. So in signage under wall signs, they have the 7x9. I picked the horizontal. The 7x9 is the one that I like to use the most of. Another good one is 6x12. So a lot of people use either 7x9 or 6x12. And I know y'all want to know where I got some of my signs. I know, don't you love that ribbon? Hey, Casey. Okay, so I wrote some of them down so I could tell you. All right, so here we go. Okay, so there's one called SEPS Graphic. It's SEPS Graphics. Here, you know what? Let me put this in the chat, okay? Hold on. I'm going to put it in the chat. All right, here we go. So SEPS Graphics. There's one. Let's see. Okay, hall signs. That's another. Sign chicken. Smart blonde. Now these are different websites that you can get signs and stuff from. Seton is one. EMEDCO. Okay, so these are all the places that I get it from. Hey, Brenda. Okay. I think that's the only ones I wrote down. All right. Okay. So hold on. Let me get back over to the program. Yeah. All right. Okay. So now you know where to get your signs. I get my paper and my ink from Pro World. So it's just like it sounds, Pro World. All right, so let's start out with the cactus. Want to start out with cactus? So looking at this ribbon, I see that it has like a burlap background. It has cactus with a little pink flower on it. So I think what I'll probably do is try to find something that looks like sand to match this background. All right. So what you do in this program is they have all kinds of backgrounds and things like that under images. So if you go to images, click on backgrounds. One of the things that I like to use is the photo textures because it's actually a picture of something. So this is a lot of the wood backgrounds that I use. I like these, but here they have a sand background. I think that looks a little bit rougher than I want, so I'll just click replace. I'm going to go back and I'm going to try to find another one. Let's try this one. Okay, there we go. So this is a sand background and it looks like the color would do well with this, right? Because it's going to blend in with this kind of natural. So I'm pretty happy with that background. All right, see, it automatically covers the whole thing. It actually brings it in much larger than you need, but it's not going to matter. It's only going to print within these parameters, okay? So, whoops, all right. Okay, so what I want to do now is try to find some cactus. So one of the things I like about this program is that it comes with a lot of backgrounds and images and things like that that you can use that are already in the program. You don't have to find them. You don't have to buy them. It's just already in there. Okay, hold on, let me turn that down. Okay. I don't know why that's ringing. Okay, so I'm going to go to images. And I'm going to look for cactus.
Hey, Lori, this is Rita Boyle. This is
Whoops.
afternoon, and I wonder if you could call me when you get up.
Okay, so all I did was go to images and I'm looking up cactus. And I'm just going to go down and see if I can find one that looks a lot like what's on this ribbon. Okay. So let's see this one. Oh my gosh, look at that. Perfect. Look at that. See if I open this ribbon up. Look, it's like the same exact thing. Okay, so it's perfect. So what we can do is make it a little smaller, maybe put it over here, and we can have a couple of them. So what you can do is once you get the image in here, you can change it as long as you have this outline around it. Do you see this outline? So you can actually take the corners and make it larger. You can rotate it with this part up here. You can move it just by holding on to the whole thing. So you can see you can do a lot of stuff with it. You can also highlight it, click on object, and duplicate it. So that way, you can have two of them. So we can put one over there, one over here. Let's see, let's kind of angle those a little towards each other. Okay. Let's see if there's another one that works. So we'll just put in cactus again. Let's see. This one, I think this one's good. The color of it is a little bit different, but I think it's going to be fine. Okay. All right. Now, the next thing I usually do is I'm going to put some text in it. So right up here at the top is text. So you can click on text. And it's the same thing. So you see it has the outline, so you can make it smaller, larger. You can rotate it. Whoops. Okay. You can change the type of text by clicking over here. So on this right side of your panel is the changes that you can make to your object. Okay. So if you click on text, they have all these different text over here. So if we wanted something, let's see, let's see what inscription looks like. Maybe if we did this one. That's kind of cool. Okay, so the way the text works is up here in this box is where the text is. So you just have to take out the text that's in there, and then you can put in your own text, and you have to hit OK, and then it'll replace it. All right. One of the things that I like to do when I'm working on signs is I will go out to Google and I will put in, like I'm doing a cactus sign, right? So I'll look for cactus sayings. And then I will click on these images here and I will just see if there's any really cute little saying that I like. And that's one of the reasons that I come up with sayings for my signs. Now you do have to be really careful that you're not grabbing something that is trademarked. So if it's something you've heard a lot, make sure you're checking the trademarks. But I really like this stick with kindness. So we will do stick with kindness. So since I already have my text the way I want it to be, my font, I can click on this, click on object and duplicate it. That way I don't have to go through and remember which text option I was using. And you can put in kindness. Let's make that a capital K. Okay. Like that. I could even go and change kindness, because let's say that I want the stick with to be kind of block letters, and I want the kindness to be more of a cursive. So I can click up here where it says kindness, or click over here, click on text, and then let's see if we can find something scripty. Let's see. Maybe this. There we go. So you see how that totally changes the look? You can also change out the colors of the text. So maybe we want to do this pink to match the little flowers. So there's a lot of different things that you can do. And then once you're happy with the way it looks, you just come up here to save. You always want to save your designs because, you know, you don't want to have to go through all of that and do it again. Can you use free images? Yes. As long as they're free, you can. And I will show you how to upload images into this in just a second. Let's wait till this is saved, and I'll show you how to print it, and then I'll show you how to upload an image. So let's see. I think I have some sunflowers on my computer, so maybe we will upload the sunflowers, and I can show you that. Okay. So when you're happy with the way it looks, you just click on this print button up here. You want to name it. If you don't, it'll just keep saving over the same one. I'm going to show you why you want to save it. This right here, this product bleed line is a really great thing if you're using something that has light borders or white borders or something like that. What it does is it's going to put a black line around the outline so that you can line it up with your sign. If you have any trouble, it's a really good idea to do that. One other thing I need to mention, whoops, okay, I need to name it something else. Okay, one other thing I need to mention is you need to make sure that you have your image all the way through this bleed line, because if you don't, there's a chance that you're going to end up with white on the sides of your sign. You don't want that. That's really frustrating. So it does take a second to process. One thing, if it's the first time you're printing from a Sawgrass, it will often minimize itself down here at the bottom. So you want to look for a little orange PM and make sure that you're clicking on that so that your print manager will come up. This is what it looks like. Okay, and one thing I want to say, you don't have to use Creative Studio. If you're using a Sawgrass, you can use Inkscape, or you can use an Adobe product. You can use GIMP. So you do have options other than Creative Studio. I just like Creative Studio because it's really easy. It's very simple. Everything's already out there for you. Okay, so we'll just click print. Okay, and it's going to send it over to my printer. Okay, so now that we've done this one, we just want to clear it and start a new one. So what I did is up here at the top, I just hit clear and then said okay. And now we're back to a blank template. So this is a template. Do you see this little like gray edge around it? Okay, that is your product bleed line. So you really want to make sure that your design goes all the way over to the edge, because you're going to make sure that you have enough to do your sign. Because when you hold up your sign, okay, everything that's in this black line is what's in your sign. It's very easy to accidentally not get it all the way on the edge, and then you end up with a little bit of white on your sign, and then your sign's ruined. So you don't want to do that. So make sure you're not doing that. Hi. All right, so let's look at how to do upload an image. Let's see. All right. My friends say I'm talking better. Yay. All right, so if you want to upload your own images and use them in here, so let's say, sometimes what I do is if I want something that is kind of already made and I'm really just looking for something quick, I will go over to Etsy and I will look for SVGs that are already done. So let's say I found one that I really liked, and so now I want to bring it up into my Creative Studio so I can use it. So what I do is I click on Images, and right up here in the top left is a button that says Upload. So if you click on Upload, you can name it. So we were going to look for a sunflower, right? So we'll do sunflower. Then you click Choose File. Now I have a whole bunch of my own designs that I have made on my computer. So we'll go look through those and see. I'm pretty sure I have a sunflower. I do right here. I think this actually looks a little bit more like the ribbon. But let me just see if that's the only sunflower I have. I think it is. But I've done so many, I don't remember. Oh. Ooh, let's look at this one. I forgot about this one. Okay, so once I have put it on there and I say, yes, that's what I want, then it's going to put it on here. And then I just have to go through this list and find it. So it's going to be alphabetical. So we'll go down here. There it is. I forgot I did this one. So this is like a, it's like a bridal hoop actually. It has sunflowers on it. Okay. So you have to be careful not to make them too big because it can take out some of the elements of it. Okay. All right. So we have this now. So let's go and let's look for sunflower sayings. You know, and you may already have one in your mind that you want to use, but sometimes I just like to come out and see if I can find something really cute. Something that's, sometimes I'll just say welcome or home, but sometimes I'll come out and see if I can find something that's really cute. Let's see. Oh, that's cute. Look at that. In a world of roses, be a sunflower. I like that. I actually like that whole thing. See, now this is something that I would probably go out and purchase because how cute is that? Oh, so this will be fun. I want to show you how to do those words like that. Okay, so we're going to do that. Okay, we're going to put in a world of roses, be a sunflower. All right. Gonna have to make it smaller. But here's the fun part. So one of the things that you can do in here is you can actually arch your words. So let's do this. Okay, we're going to need a lot more arc. Let's do arc. Let's see. No, we don't want bottom. No, don't like that. Let's see. I think it's just too big. Let me just see. Yeah, it's too big. Okay. Cool. Okay. See if we can get it to arch just a little bit more. There we go. So you can see kind of how you can do this. Okay. way. The only thing I don't like is it kind of distorts the words. Let's see. There, that's better. All right. So I like the arc better than the arch. Let's see if we can get it just a little bit more. Keeps going back to arch. Okay, arc. There. Oh, that's cute. All right, so you see how that works? So what you're doing is, oh, I'm so glad you made my light. So what you're doing is you're essentially arcing the words, and so you can kind of get that curve so it will go around something like this. I would like to see if I could get it to do just a little bit more. We can try it, see if we go all the way to the end. Oh, there. Okay. I wish I could arch it a little bit more, but I don't think that it's going to let me. No, looks like that's about as far as we can go. All right, so we may be able to kind of bring this out a little bit more. Or we could make these a little bit smaller. Ah, there we go. Okay. So let's see. If I make it a little bit smaller, then it fits in it better. Okay. Let's see. A little bit smaller. A little bit. Ha-ha. There we go. All right. All right. Did you see that, Mel, how I brought in the image? Okay, so let's talk about the cost. Somebody's asking about the cost. So for a Sawgrass machine, they run around $600. However, you can get them on eBay new, and they're about $300, $330. They just don't have the ink. But then you can buy the ink at Pro World or somewhere else. You do want to be careful when you buy the ink that you stick with that type of ink, because once you've used an ink, you got to stay with it. It does not allow you to switch out ink. So that's one really important thing to understand. So you either have to decide if you want to do cotton or if you want to do everything else. So sublimation works on polyester. Okay. So these signs, these aluminum signs, they have a polyester coating. So if you like, so you see how it has that white coating on it? So that's a polyester coating, and that's what allows you to sublimate onto this surface. All right, so let's see if we can put a little background in here. I think I want to make these words, well, maybe not yellow. Maybe if we did like the brown. Let's see. Let's change the kind of text it is. Let's see what's in fun and whimsical. Let's see. Okay. Oh, that's cute. That is cute. I really didn't want the words to be black because it's just so harsh against that sunflower. However, we could. What do y'all think? Hold on, I'm having trouble with the comments here. It's not wanting to work with me. Okay, there we go. For some reason, it like went way back on my video, so I couldn't see what y'all were saying. All right. Did the issue with not, wait a minute, what's she asking? Okay, so Kathy's asking, Okay, so they left the old Creative Studio in place for now. So I think they're going to leave it in place until they get the issues with the new one resolved. So the problem with the new Creative Studio is that it's difficult. You can't save it unless there's a template. However, you can keep creating in the old Creative Studio and you'll be able to move them over to the new one when they get it resolved. Okay, so let's go and look for a background. So let's just see what kind of sunflower they have. Yeah, I don't like their sunflowers. So forget that. All right, let's look for a wood background. Okay, so we go to Images, Background. One of the backgrounds that I really like is called Scrapbook Backgrounds, and it just has all of these different textures and different patterns in here. I really like this a lot. So I want something that's kind of light. I don't know about this one. All right, so when you put the background in, this is what I mean. You want to go all the way past that little edge on both sides, okay? And then what you do is while it's highlighted, you come up here to Object and you click Move Down. And what that does is that puts it in the back. So this is how you layer it, right? Okay, so this looks a lot like the background that's in this. I kind of like that. What do y'all think? So what are we thinking? Do we like this one? All right, so once I'm happy with it, I really kind of wonder if I could just make this a little bit bigger. Let's see. I don't want to lose that edge I have, but I want to make sure I can see it. Okay. I really like that. Yeah, see, when I make it bigger, it loses that little edge. So I don't like that. Okay. All right, so once we're happy with it, we can click Print and we'll put Rose's sunflower. Okay. And I'm not saving this one, and I want to show you why. Okay, so we're going to print it and then I'm going to save it, but I want to show you why you want to name them when you're printing them. Okay, so it's going to print that out. All right, so one of the great things about Creative Studio is that you can use the administration to do a lot of things. So up here where your login name is, if you click on it and click administration, it's going to take you to the back end of Creative Studio. So back here is all of your print jobs. This is why you want to name everything, because let's say that you're doing a test and you have different variations of something. So you're doing different colors and you wanted to change out the backgrounds. Well, you'd want to have them numbered so that you could come back and figure out which one worked, and you can print out the one that worked and not have to print out the other ones. And you wouldn't have to do, save it and design and all of that just to print it out. The only bad thing is if you do it this way and you don't save it, then you can't really make any changes to it, but you can actually print it off again. So you can come here to print all of your stuff off. So when I have orders, I'll come to administration, and I'll print them without having to go into Creative Studio and pull up my design again. It just saves a lot of time. You can also find all of your images here. So if you ever wanted to get rid of some of your images, if you want to upload some of your images, you can do that here. Your designs are here. So you can get rid of designs if you want to. The bad thing is that you cannot download them. You can download them in the new system, but you cannot download them in the old system. So one of the things that they're correcting with the new system is that you can download it. And I really like that, because one of the things you want to be able to do is download it, right? So if you create a design and it's yours, you created everything, you could actually take your design and put it in a PNG file and put it in Etsy and sell it. So there's a lot of things that you can do with using these and creating sublimation stuff. So it doesn't have to be just your making a sign and you're going to sell the sign. You could sell the design. You know, you could make t-shirts. There's just a ton of stuff that you can do with using a system like this. Okay, so if you want to go back to Creative Studio, you just click on the name and it takes you right back. So let me show you what the new system looks like, since we're talking about it. All right, so this is the new system that they have. And one of the problems with the new system is that it doesn't have a lot of templates available. Okay, so templates is what we were looking at before. That's that sign. Okay, and that is something that they don't have in there right now. So when you get over here, what you do here is you click Start Creating. And hopefully soon they'll be adding in all of the designs that they have in their old one. I keep coming in and checking because usually it's either going to be under something like a photo panel or sign, but you can see down here there's multiple pages. But usually what I do is I will click on 7 by 9 just to check and see if there's anything new out here. Nope, there's not. See, you can get the 7 by 5. Oh, that one's not coming up either. Let's see. Let's just do a canvas. Okay. So they have here. This is a US letter. So this is 8.5 by 11. So if you design something in here, you will be able to save it. But the problem is it's difficult to know what a 7 by 9 is within this. And right now, the only way that you can do round is to go into shapes and to pick a circle. Okay, so that's kind of an issue with the new system. So you would have to design within this circle and then print it. But what you can do for right now is you can click on more and go to custom, and then you want to change it to inches. And so we're 7 high and 9 wide. Okay, we can get rid of this little circle just by clicking trash up here. But the system itself is pretty similar. So all of your object items are over here on the right. Everything on the left is your designs, your elements, text. Okay, galleries is, so if you bring images from the old system to the new system, it's going to come in on images. So I have my designs in here already. So let's see. Let's just pull one up. See if we can play with it. Okay, so here's one that I have in the old system, and you just have to make it larger to get it in here. Now, here is one of the problems with the new system. You can only adjust it on the edges. You cannot adjust it interiorly like this. You can only adjust the actual size of it. So that's kind of a problem. that's going to be something that hopefully they're going to work on. But here, we'll take this. So let's get rid of this one. Let's take this one. All right, so this is one I did with limes. So it's just the background with the limes. Okay. So I'll get it fit in here. Oh, and one thing I didn't tell you. When you're doing this, when you're doing the custom size, you really need to do like a few extra inches to it so that you have that overlay, so that you have that amount that's going to go over the edges and you're not going to have a problem. Okay, so there we go. So now, so what I can do is in the old system, I can create things and I can put them in here. I know margarita time, and I can put them in here and then I can add stuff to them because they have a lot more font options in here than they do in the old system. So in the new system, I really like this one called Airbrush. And so I'll come in here and here's where the text is right here. And let's just put have limes in it, something like that. Okay. It's very similar. You can grab the edges to make it larger. But what's different in here is you can actually come over here and make it larger. Isn't that font great? All right. You can also make it bold. You can make it italics. You can put it like in the center, right, left. So I really like that. You can arc from here. And you see how easy it is to arc in here. So there are definitely some things about the new system that I really like. So you see you can really arc it a lot. You can rotate it. And that's just with these little things over here. You can change the stroke of it. You can also give it an effect. So there's a lot of things that you can do in the new system that is a lot more difficult to do in the old system. So I really like that. You can also change the fonts just by clicking on here. And you can also see what the fonts look like. One of the things that I don't like about the new system is that the elements are so small that it's kind of hard to see them. And they are constantly adding new elements, but you can see it's kind of, you can kind of put them in here to see what they look like. Okay. It is very similar to the old one. So I think the new system has a lot of good qualities in it, but they need to kind of fix the problems because I can print this right here, but I can't save it. So if I try to save it, what happens is it's going to ask me to save it to blanks. I'm going to click save and it's going to say you can't do it. And that's because they have not added this size in. So if they haven't added the size, you can't save it. So it's kind of makes it really difficult when you're actually doing this as a business. All right, so for now, I suggest you stay in the old Creative Studio. So you see how many templates they have in the Creative Studio now? I mean, this is all different things. So during Christmas, I did ornaments. They have ornaments in here. But of course, the sign is my favorite. Okay. So it's very cool. It's very easy to do. All right, so let's see what kind of questions y'all have. And do y'all want me to show you how to press it? Yeah, I've sent them a bunch of emails too, Brenda. Yeah, Inkscape is really great. We'll have to do Inkscape on another one. Yeah, so you can, and let me show you how to do that. You can bring your stuff from the old system into the new system. So what you do is on galleries, you can click in designs, and right here on the left is one that says upload image. And it's going to give you a bunch of different options. So this would be if it's on your computer, Facebook, Instagram. So Pixabay is a really great place for getting kind of some basic shapes and things like that. And then here's Legacy. All right, so the only problem is there's no pictures. But remember how we talked about how you should name it? Since you named it, you should be able to come over here and find that name, right? So that's why we name it. One of the reasons we name it is because we want to be able to bring it over. All right, so let's see. Let's see, there's the strawberry sign I just made. So maybe we can pull that one over. There's the stick with kindness. All right, so let's import those, and you just click save. You do get different folders that you can put it in, but you actually have to go in each folder and upload to the folder. You can't really organize them once they're up, so that is something to keep in mind. When it's done, it will go back. All right, so let's trash all this. Trash, trash. So this is the one. Whoops, I hit it twice. So here's one. So we just have to get it in there correctly. There we go. And so now we could do something with it in this system. So one thing that I like about this new system is that you can download it. So up here at the top is this download button, and it will actually download this as a PNG. So if you were designing in here and you wanted to share it on your social media, if you wanted to put it on as, you know, a for sale item, you could have a picture of it. Oh, they just added that. Huh, that's new. I will show you what I do though. So when I design a sign and I'm getting ready to list it in my shop, if you have a Windows computer comes with Snip and Sketch. So this is Snip and Sketch. I just open it up and I click New, and then it has this little tool, and I click my left mouse button and I can drag across my picture, and then I can save it. Okay. So this was Stick with Kindness. And then I have an image to use on my shop. So it makes it a lot easier than trying to print it and trying to press the sign and then have to take pictures of it. So you don't have to do all that. You just get a picture of it right after you designed it. Okay. All right, so let's see if you have any other questions. Yeah, I like the old one a lot. It's very easy. Okay, so if you're trying to figure out what software to use, my suggestion is Inkscape. Inkscape is free, and there's a lot of training on Inkscape that you can use, and it's really fabulous. There's quite a few here on YouTube that show you how to do it, and I think it's a great program. I like to use it. Lisa uses it a lot. So that's the one that I would use for sure. Let's see, is that the size of the blank under the sign? Yes. So I'm using 7x9s. So that's the sign I use. So press it. All right, let's turn on my thing. Hold on. Right, Bella? Okay. So to press it, I am going to do it on my easy press because it heats up really fast. Okay. All right, let's get this out. Hold on, I'm going to switch the camera. All right. There we go. Now y'all can see what I'm doing. All right, so when I'm doing this, this is my easy press. It does not take very long to heat up. So by the time I get the stuff out, it should be ready to go. Where did I put my stuff? See, I've been reorganizing. You know what happens when you reorganize? You don't know where you put your own stuff. Where'd I put it? Must be over here. Oh, I see it. I found it. Okay. So, if you're going to press it, whether it's on a heat press or an easy press, they all come with these foam pads. And so that protects your table and your mat. You want to protect your table and your mat. Then you're going to need either parchment paper or you're going to need these. So this is the Teflon sheets. I also like to use the Cricut pad. Now you need, so let's do our sunflower sign. Okay, so this is the sunflower sign. You see it? Okay, it's backwards. It automatically does that. So these signs, all right, they come with this blue coating on it. So that keeps it from getting scratched. What I do is I place it in here. So I place it inside of the design. So that's why you want to print it slightly over so that you can make sure you get it in. Then I'm going to tape it. So this is heat tape. You can get this from Amazon. You can also get it from Pro World. Okay. I generally just tape it on these two edges. If the sign is not real flat, I will also tape it over here. But you want to keep the edges up here kind of sealed in well so that it gets a good contact with it, because you really want it to press the whole thing. So you can kind of see that's how it looks. All right, this paper that I use is called Tex Print R. This is by far my favorite paper. All right, so what I do is I put it here. I'm going to take one of these Teflon sheets. I'm going to put it underneath it. I'm going to take one, and I'm going to put it on top. So in a minute when this beeps, we can press it. Now, you can use parchment paper the exact same way. And I will use parchment paper several times in a row. Hi! So see, here's the parchment paper. You can also use butcher paper. So whatever works better for you. All right, so while we're waiting on that, let's do this one. All right, so you just take it, you just Get that blue coating off. I listed out a whole bunch of places that I get my sign from. So hold on. I'll grab my list and tell you again. All right. So I just tape there. Very important that you use the tape that is made for heat pressing. Okay. All right. So I like to use my Cricut. I do have, so if I'm making a whole bunch of signs, I have a machine downstairs and I'll use that. If I'm only going to do one or two, I'm going to use my Cricut heat press, 400 degrees for 60 seconds. So I just place it on top, hit my little Cricut button, and then I'm just going to leave it alone. So it's going to do its thing. Here's what you need to understand. When they come off, it's going to be scorchingly hot. Okay, hold on. Let me look to tell you where the blank signs come from. All right, I got a list. Okay, here we go. So I use Seps Graphics and Hall Signs and Sign Chicken, whoever has the best price, Smart Blonde, whoops, Seton, MEEDCO. Okay. So that one's done. So be real careful when you're getting it off. Don't put it on your pad because it will ruin it. It does not like heat. So I'll just kind of set it over here on itself. Then I'll start on the next one. Okay. So I usually have a tile sitting over here that I put them on, but I didn't get my tile out. All right, so set it on top, press your button. This thing is heavy enough that you don't have to stand here and hold it. Now, what I've found is it does not make any difference if you take the tape off when it's hot or when it's cold. So it doesn't really seem to make a difference with the signs, whether it's a hot peel or cold peel. Okay. All right, let's let it cool another minute because it's still hot. So that'll give you lots of places to look. Ta-da! Isn't that cute? See, that looks just like we designed it. Okay, so this one's almost done. I dropped my phone. Okay. Okay, so take that one out. Set it down here. Give it a second. Let's look at this one. All right. So here's our ribbon and here's our sign. You see how great those match? So I did the wording in the brown, right? Because that kind of goes more in line with our ribbon. All right, so we can take the little stuff off. It's hot. So I'm trying not to touch it. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, that's so cute, y'all. Here, I can hold it by the tape. Look at that. That's so cute. All right, so look at that. You see how well that works? So see, it matches. You know, we've got the little bit of pink in here. So you see how easy it is to find a sign and then do something to design find a ribbon and do something to design the sign around it. Doesn't it? Yes, I can make a nail salon sign. I'd be happy to. All right. So now y'all see how to press it. And I will tell you that that these Cricut Easy presses are a lot less expensive than the heat presses. So if you're starting out and you're trying to do it on a budget, I would go with the Easy Press because it's just going to give you more value, right? Because you can get those on sale. I can't remember. They're like a little over $100, I think. And like my press was like $500. So these work great. They're also faster. So my press that I use downstairs, I think I have to press them for like 2.5 minutes. Up here, it takes 60 seconds. So a minute. And it comes out great, right? Isn't that cute? So I just thought it would be a great thing to show y'all because it's so easy to do it. Okay, so Kathy's asking about the sign edges. All right, I do cut my sign edges. Okay, so they come with a pointy sign, pointy edge. All right, $179. There you go. So maybe, or you could maybe find someone that has it for sale. All right, let me show you what I use to do my edges. Edge. Hold on, I'm looking up the thing that I use. Oh, maybe I need to look at corner. There it is. All right, so this is what I use to round the corner. Now there's two different kinds. There's, oh, it says currently unavailable. I'm sure someone else has these though. So this is a commercial paper corner rounder. You can also get the handheld kind, which is this one. Okay, so these are made to do the metal business cards. And so they work really great on the sides. So I do round off the edges because for one thing, I don't want anybody to poke themselves. And for another thing, I think it's much easier to get the sign within the design if I have those edges rounded. So the commercial grade that I have, I can do like 20 signs at a time with this. So what I would do is just, let me make sure I put this on my influencers list. I think it's in there, but you could at least, you know, try and see if you can find it somewhere else, or someone else might be selling it on Amazon. Yep, there you go. Here's one, and it's only $46. So you just put the edge of the sign in there, and then just pull the lever down, and it just cuts it. They have more industrial ones, but this one works really well for me. You can get a new blade for it. I mean, it actually comes with an extra one, so I figure by the time it runs out, I should be good. Awesome. Any other questions? Yeah, Lisa has the handheld one. I used to have a handheld one. Yep. I'm going to tell you, it's a lot of fun to make these signs. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff to make. So the next time I come on, we'll make something else. I have a whole bunch of stuff to try. I actually have some stuff for us to try to press on wood. So I think that's going to be fun. What else do I have? I have tote bags. I have ornaments. I have different kinds of signs. Oh, I have pillows. We're going to do something on pillows. Yeah, Sawgrass and the Easy Press. Now you can also get, if you don't want to spend that much money on a Sawgrass, you can get an Epson Workforce 7710 or 7720, and then you convert them over to do the sublimation. It's not difficult. Whole bunch of videos on here to show you how to do that. And then you would have to learn Inkscape. However, it's a lot cheaper. So it'd probably be more like $200 to buy the printer as opposed to like between $300 and $600. So on the Easy Press, I would do either the 10-inch or the 12-inch, just because if you're going to make signs, you want to have some on the edge. So you can use it on anything that's polyester. So like if you wanted to do shirts, the shirts would have to be mostly polyester. You can do socks, flags, you know, those flags that are outside your house, you can do it on that. You can do it on mouse pads, coasters. Oh my gosh, the list is like endless that you can do sublimation on. So there's a whole lot. I'll have to show y'all some other stuff that we can do it on, but I thought it would be fun to at least come out and show you how to make signs that match your ribbon, because then y'all can take these signs that you made and you can make a ribbon set to go with it, right? Yeah, there's no pressure needed. I've tried it with pressure and without, and it comes out exactly the same no matter which way I do it. So I mean, because it's kind of already has some weight to it, I think that's why you don't need pressure, because it's just fine the way it is. So awesome. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this and you learned something. It's fun. It's really a lot of fun. So yeah, awesome. You can see I still have Bell's palsy, but it's getting better, y'all. I can move my cheek and I can move my eyebrow. Oh, yeah. You want to see how big the printer is? Hold on. Let me switch cameras, and then I can show you. All right. So I have the 800. All right. So this is it. So you can see how big it is. Now, the reason I have the 800 is because I can print this size, okay? So I can make the really big ones. The 400 is about this large, kind of like a printer. So the 400 is very similar to a printer, but the 800 allows you to make like this size. So this is a 12-inch circle. So that's why I have the 800. Okay, switch back. So I mean, the 400 is pretty much the same size as my printer. And then of course, if you use the Epson, it would be the same size as a printer because it just is a printer. The reason the Epsons work is because they have an inkwell. So you can switch out the inkwell to put in sublimation ink. And so it's just special ink that prints out on that special paper, and then you can sublimate. So the Epson is actually a really good way to do it. And most people who do sublimation actually use the Epson printers instead of doing, 400 degrees for 60 seconds. They mostly do the Epson because it's just a better value. Yes, you can. As long as you can make it Thank you. As long as you can make it the same size. So when you're purchasing like the printer, you would want to see the capacity of the size that it would print. And just keep in mind, like if you wanted to print something that was like 12 inches, you would have to have something that could print a 12-inch width. So it could be, so even with the Sawgrass, you have to have a bypass tray in order to make sizes this big. So you would just want to check and see if the Epson would have something like a bypass tray. I'm so glad, Clara. Yep. Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Yeah, actually, I was doing this one because I was playing with background colors. So this is actually a wood background that I kind of changed the tone of because I wanted to see if I could change like the color of the background. So I'll show y'all that soon. Absolutely, I'm happy to. Kathy says she needs someone to make shelving so she can fit the equipment. Yeah, you know what I had to do is I had to get an extra table, and so I could fit this in. But I'm so glad I did it because it's so much fun, and it gives your business, especially if you're doing it for a business, it just gives you so much more that you can do, right? Because there's so many other things that you can sell besides just, you know, wreaths or swags or bows or stuff like that. Yeah. Awesome. Man, I wish you could buy the program, Jessica. Unfortunately not. Uh-oh, am I frozen? Oh, okay. Yep. But I'll do some trainings on the Inkscape soon, so I can show y'all a few things with that. Yep. No, you have to have the special paper and ink. I am doing a lot better, thank you. I can actually move my cheek and I can move my eyebrow. I was so excited. So it's getting better. Every day's a little better. And I can talk better, so it annoys me that that side of my mouth doesn't move, but it's not nearly as bad as it was, so I can live with it. So, all right. Well, y'all have a wonderful day. I hope this helps you and you learned something from it. I'll definitely do some more and we'll do some other stuff. I have a lot more to show with that program and I can show you some stuff with the other programs. Thank you. My email is Lori, Lori, at hardworkingmom.com. My paper that I use is called Text R Print, and I get it from Crow World. That's my favorite place to get the paper. Okay. Awesome. Well, y'all have a great day. And I will probably be on maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow we'll do a Cricut song. That would be fun. Thank you. All right, y'all have a great day and I'll see y'all soon. Bye, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me.